Dake rapia rabisha ngweno kara nge chawa rio meko diko pinin matina. Mero tingo kara man me jolo. Yen kano fudi yaba TV ni ayawa. Itika nera Rupiny Tin program abino bot. Yen cheng bara jawe chia beach. Ni ake one low TV. Tin yen odwe pia rio yabu ngwen paduma pa wia rio. Mwakali ba rio ki pia rio wia beach. Studio atika nako. Atika ki omera Pat Robert Ruby. Yes, Pat. Watika dolo mwakali ba rio pia rio beach. Mano football wachera jami mawa mero lore wi ku dik pin matina mera winki bot yen mo xali bari piro wa biche tika tere ning tika tum ni ning tum bot yen
mwara afo matek jamateka na one low TV mwara petika wat maraj mi achel ni paintie mukwe. There's a bit of calmness and now weather ni karate kwere ni so that tells you ni we have hopes ni 2026 will be a better year. Geno kene ma abedo kiluara yeni the political tension poro pati karama pati charbane kui ngeni ke wache mwaka tum mabe weni ndo para bijino fudati ket mi kui enro ke neno ket mo chero kwere komedi nyo ket matika wot kwere ni ina mera nene dan tika mining their own business or they are concentrating on gina pera tek kitung botgi so overall anero chalo gimoma right foot pe ke bora la woi bedo ga nero tie war tie mere yom ich ke ken ke nyero ma pat ke no ke cham yin ne na od more beri internet beri chim nero ngate ka time we lobe do ke cham dek ke konj dano ke tij gang it's just a normal business
for amira for in a special way p hosting one la wo I think it was fun we shall talk about that towards the end. Yes, Pat. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, la wo enor wate ki mechanica, lo ti garage, mati Kampala City. Eno chekeni million mi abichel tie, ma eno kamiyo me konya jo eni do teach ma megi. Division a shell mati Kampala City, geno ko kano million piera bichel, chalo chana mero beri sako. Now, this reminds me of different programs. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni katekere Katandi Kwagi, Operation Wealth Creation, Lorecom, Emioga. I want to talk about the latest Emioga. Obieni mwakali bari piari wachele. Karabera maybe to kuima kuman. But the 18 different groups mone magi katekere Guinea. Why have we deserted Emioga, and we are trying to form different groups, and I thought we would use the formation, the 18 enterprises. My Nairobi president in 2020, when they are properly supported, their lives can change, and Kwogi Bilake, and Tokumodotika Nanokitika Pokod, John Kingidokitika Poke. Have we lost track of what we thought would really work? Let's leave alone the policy development model because it also has its own uniqueness and shortcomings as well. Yes.
When we talk about canvassing for votes, is a hard truth madana wengeyo. Ni kawatika log Buganda, NRM has lost Buganda. And so mirguti matek mi gamo Buganda mi dugu chene chingi. Don gamo Buganda mi duwako gichene chingi mirguti ki strategies ma pat mi wooing dano kitale mwalungo kwa mi birtu dano wek guduk chen. Kaya ningeyo watika loki Buganda watika loki districts maroma bichera bero.
Yes.
Watika loki Kampala wati loko Buyende, wati loko Mukono, wati loko Masaka, all these other small districts. Che, kape NRM ti yumatek, kuigi romo remoda e Buganda. And that means the new fraction will always take charge of the central business hub. Is the heart of Uganda. Chi instead genadong not ye enadong ni omirwati kelim madit we are down chen.
But is that the way to go? is their problem money? Or their problem is deep-seated that NRM petika nyang pak pa jointing? Do you see that Joe any China meaning will change their heart? Is it late or is it too early?
I think
for them to be convinced.
I think it is
to cross to the other line.
It is too late because ene kiwaini omuwang onyo boyo wang. Why wa gam chana pan irki ya munyi kwai ngo gam bot ngari cham kwe cham kuja. Any mechanicals tigena di. While the opinion leaders giramo gere lako tam padano. Ento bo mirwange ni strategist magemiyo tamir la tela lobo kino kene pegemiyo itamir la tela lobo yo mupore. PM tie better mechanism me engaging Johnny. Door to door chere camp chere ko bere kam yeni. Ero generaja ni kai orgi mi chere lipa campaign. We are going to really convince people. Ini ana bo ringi la kori campaign madano weng bino wergi munyi lok chike lok dano. Jomo bino kololo weng bino ka gama allowance. Nga tini kagi o kololo uluto wanga gidakali wa pa mo ali piaro yo mo. Any promo la ko tamge within one spot. Ero kaki beruka engaging them in the different fora. Matino tino chere garage gine no kita giti ko ede kirama la ko tamge mo ne manake. Ero kani one suit fit for everyone. Kayola dar mo bin ki mun lok chike dako gangi.
So for you think it is right for these people, if they want to convince Johnny, miyorgi chaka chere bo Johnny. Gunong gitika timo tijmon.
Kinong ringe kinong parla rubi kama gitiyu ki ye. Kake chak waji jalun tamuti ni ngo.
Po chok lumo.
Po chok dan lumo. Bene kai bino bora in fact kirmai o bora pi bina ke chene. Bine wacha agenda wungo. PM ke kuno you are able to listen to the real conversations
and you see the real
real actions. Ero ini chwa joma chalo ini
nyo ben go wino pa makanika PM go wino ni gicher karwata ki president.
Ena watching interest pa chene overrides interest pa ngo pa dano ma chingjui. Chi ana none genma numero ke tema ye. Let's try to find local remedies for these things because it is possible.
Should we say president is being misadvised by some of the people who mobilize these people? The best way we can win these people, let's collect them at Kololo. We're promising in China morning or minigi kargu boli wakui. Do you think that there was a better avenue that would have been adopted?
It's what happens with the creative industry. When the creative industry was in a shambles, ma ke karo ke wache luwe ene ramo yinyo kui it President Museveni. President Museveni timo gimoye kan menene chako luwe karo chakwede. He started with Bebe Cool. O kamoni kenyu Bebe Cool failing o mi yere chena moni yapke studio but it never materialized. O ake kenyu kubetika tichki Eddie Kenzo. Tinenewe. Now Eddie Kenzo through the different fora o chakolo weo weng kumiti side pango pa President Museveni. Imunyi banagi wajo. Ento eni itamo lao. Let's leave alone that. Within luwe ke ken ke chako presidential advisors. Moti ye ke kwanyo ngat madong oramo teach kwere mabe nong loy weng ke kwanyo Butcherman mi bedo the ghetto president for presidential advisor on ghetto issues. Ghetto affairs. Ma ene loy loko joma vuri ko yeng. And Ramiro wachene kumbeti mo ati loke. What is the position of the ghetto people about the canvassing of elections? Because kaka wajeni Butcherman take influence because ena teacher Bobby Wine. Gena giloyo ghetto. Gena gramo loke lotiano ghetto. Lotiano ghetto are living their life.
Okay.
Lotiano ghetto are normal people. Wadugo chien bought Irene Kosasira. Watie ke there are so many of these big artists. Magodonyo kan loyo lu neno kit makiro teach kwede ke luwe mi loyo kui. Ento kui ti chwing dano. Kui ti piti personality.
Okay.
An la rubara mo lok matek ni bol kui ngar money. Ento ka chwinyi po mogo in pebi bolo. It in anyway. So there are different avenues to look for votes, but also they have different strategies that can be employed.
All right, away from that, the Alliance for National Transformation presidential candidate, Major General, retired, Mugisha Muntu, has commended President Museveni for removing the Army's fisheries protection units from Ugandan's leg. What is your take on this? The fisheries protection unit has been on the lakes and rivers in Uganda for coming to close to 5 years. And people started complaining immediately, Chawa Majone, Giango Kuchao Tigiwinam. And to President Museveni karama ano beru ka lok tirani masaka ka shel ki Highlands ano chekani monyemero go winam pian ana tiro no report ne John petika teach ki winam mabe tirani ki lo rech mabe to twal. Is the timing the right one when people have been complaining and nobody listened to them then, but now get out because we are going to have election in 2026, 15th January.
Anna watching the best campaign message are the hard messages that are coming from opposition. Jimmy mo opposition logoni gamente petika lopone maraju. Ene no mirobe tero pagamente. Go doctrine kanane ke wachi yo raj wa yubu yo. Ki wachi ketika onodano wa logo keta bili ki montiyo kwede. Ki wachi Jomai Fishery Protection Unit gitiyo ka kwalodano or they're extorting money from people because that's one of the allegations. Allegations mo kare Fishery Protection Unit mi achel gitika kwalodano bi aliali meno extortion mi ario they're very corrupt du jam chana matek ma gitika denting the image pamon mi adek gilo nego Iwinam kagu no dan rong reche mak mabe won mak mo kreje mer ke chelu ki bolwe pi so all these allegations mo beru ka karo donc initi ka tiuti ma mega no mir chat ka gwako dan because slogan ma mega to protect and serve ero indo ngato mir gwako ene initi ka ne ko ne ngato ino mir gwako in la ka chelo men biira ka te ka chamagio nyeti ka chamke komge and then you're not protecting atamani watching any mirgo one of the biggest or the best example mamir which is Kwania. Watiko make wa mageti dogname Kwania Kenya Kyoga Molata both just by Gwel Kenyo. John go complaining for fishery protection unit. Bagawanera monike go ever down. Mon civilian they had a clash. Don't kai munyo kubenike Kwanya mon. I think that is good reasoning. Mon pe miro beto ni Jimmy Wenge mon yedo miro controlling. Kino kane you can have another unit maramo controlling these resources because rejgi pigini these are under natural resources. It does not mean it should be militarized because kilibana luar la kiramani Kenyo kiben dong down na chalo yo oberi chalo Jimmy Wenge wono meto no yes Jimmy Wenge uchal monyo betie wan be no dire ka dong gimote
you choron weng uchal monyo yo beri
uchi yup ot monyo uchi tim gena command monyo uchi yue guri monyo wi pole cha ngalo gi kan awani mapat ki wachi neno tare sira teka bino monyo gera gi ngene yue guri they have so many professional military guys gichi tim gi mogo mapat so I think we commend the president and if people like Muntu are coming on board kago a master plan kun gen bano beri system ya yang chon no miro wachi la dit wachi nena ba no pemete yes.
But however, the army will remain on Lake Albert, gathering intelligence due to persistent insecurity on the borders with DR Congo.
No, that one is okay.
It's okay.
That one is very, very okay because influx per refugees, magi aki iteng hiyo tunguja midigo kan is very high. Mi ario wangeni wa fodo tike pero pa ADF. Magi donyo cha moe ken kabino kango ka yelo dano. Kibene we are in a very wrong timing. Me noni kui tika waro chara nyim. Watike the war matipeng. The border points must be protected, especially the porous borders. There are areas mogoma in you cannot ignore. You must really make sure they are there. And to kaberichala molata age yoga eni. Anta me dano mir ke weko mo right. Kono gwak do ke gwak ge onyo ke chiek ge. What kind of fishing gears ma peke mero? PMK Muniki, wow, fishing gears worth 10 billion shillings. Why do you wait for people to procure gadgets worth 10 billion?
And some of them are imported by
exactly. Why do you wait for all these gadgets? Million apa, million million. Ketika makone mo ngeyo, unera benetika time. No mirugadi guiding again. Let's not wait for damage control.
And also, is it right to me wango cham chalo regi? Don't we have maybe children homes? Nyo kabiri moma nyo rech eno ni manongi wa peo gena gite nyo gang kwani no ba do tiano kwano unong rech no sham lock diet wo. This is something that is natural. Jalo kide wa natural resource. Gemalo ba mene wa gimaho non kenam. And these are edibles. Pingogi wang jema gichama anata woni no pera tekni ka wanga wane to alogi chalo mokene wange wanjiri food value mati wanjiri food value mati right pingo pegi tenyo igang kwani odiyat me konyo en dano mo giti lo peho ma pig romo yen chamo ni.
Ana neno ene chalo mia chiel ding wich. The best way mono kirama timane ami example oringi. Rech mi million mia chiel kake mako ke wao. Ono beni rech ene peti ke poison iye. Ene rech makrama chwale gangkwan ke poke lo tiano wako cham. No medo kero pa lo tiano bane foyo ni gamento timo gimoni. Roma ke lo volo mage mako maka. Ke mako maka ke chano kara chiel ke ngeni ke wao yen ke vua all due process. Eno kago o kama ke chano ye maka kono kutia mia dini. No mirgo ngeni maka ni ka wano charo. Roma recouping money. Chien ene dugo board gamente wachole National Forest Authority. Weke met ke yen mo kana matino ke chepere. Ere mwini maka ni ke wango. Ke wao no gina kiteka wango ne. Itu ke nene med ni lo miu ke ken ano. Sorry to say that, but kino kene reasoning is very minute. And when we criticize them, a checkpoint.
Yes.
When we criticize them, they reach the point auctioning maka, which was good. Another option is send these chako to schools. Let schools use them.
Hospitals are there.
Give it to hospital. Ne tika konyo dano mageti pero nyo magemero ginani. Dan nyutneni watika teach wow. In fact, kimiugi gicharge wele wa petrol mi biru me chako chwenyine kwele.
Chamo kera wa penyo dano magimini ki do teach makumane. Jo ane tika giti ki ngej mo mati meti mo teach ane. Kono jo mo magiti yomeni wedi kilogram. Dina chiri bit RDC nyo district money. No pay ingeo kit mati yu kide kilwa. Owek ane gwako leo idonami buvoma. Robert Chagulanyi Center matil presidential candidate party National Unity Platform and ubedi buvoma and owaje kidana buvoma ni wagwako leo megwa idonami ni pe pian etika nano doname ti chol mape wache couple with challenges ma en lo dwa rech ene gikar ke iye. Housing facilities very poor, no proper hospital or health facilities, referrals peti mabe, kuop adan loke chilim tuo chilim tila mal ki tuo mo kene ma tichal as a result of waterborne. En tika cheko dano ma tika be doname ne ugwok leom ma megu mabe kar kuo wo metel labo.
Oringe, I have had a moment me chere Buvuma Highland. Ke Kwanyo Highlands Matie, I think the most disadvantage is Buvuma. Kalangala is very good and very beautiful. Social infrastructure, make you kono ori oriat guri. Ma part ke nene the palm oil project okelo. Atamne ke planning mabe. Buvuma tie mere kama wa art ka ini chere ne yin pebe no art mama be. Entro getiki MP mama fudong lokatek loywang. Getiki MP mafudong oyelo we honorable dombat ma loywang.
That is
a honorable Baiga Lulume.
Baiga, yes.
Now Baiga Lulume has been MP mi Buvuma pe mwaka maroma on Pierre Rio. He's one of the strong staunch guys ma meroni ene le kom mi beru President General pa DP. Don katin Bobby Wine Chiaro Buvuma Chikok ne leon padano timarach tuo chilim tika mete pm down tika kwa tata choron gipe gibai chere kapera yudi chere nam and you know
givuri makoko
yes makoko ena watching out mabe kuno pe chi ipenye kekeni iwajene la tela parloak tika konyo dano kining because social amenities chalo oyat gino mirbetie nen kon ket ori madan tika berie anu and the whole village is like that. And in such a community, TG manok ma ini ramalakone. Ketego yad mabe. Yopege yo. Have periodic health camp. We down loka yot kom
Could it be a deliberate effort by government? Because this should have been a responsibility of government. Is it because they have been voting opposition for all this? While
that is actually contrary to what the government projects. The government is there for the people. But the government depends on negotiations. Ne go plan we onen kit mano konya kwere ke dano. Don ka dano lutela are there to go and influence the government for government to take action and plan for them. Ero kalu tela peka go a plan mabe idano, and then people are just always waiting on the mercy. And then that is the kind of situation.
The producer Shan kan ramadwa video thing manok. There was a scene
Kama kitelo police kimonyi.
Yeah, which was quite unfortunate. Yes, kedwa kong anone. Robert Larubi, looking at that scene, if you can keep it around there, a yela more pay or foil. Now, anone joma furiki choyo nyenba.
Kiti chilugi
You think a chilugi ano, gitie make it batoon.
And
this is something that we need to condemn. Helmet Wigi, I think police, you need to properly provide all the protective gear to these young brothers and sisters of ours. Ma ofonyo gicha bera rio ano tamani omiro gen go tem tij ma won utikulu dogo utika temo. Kano bet an bapat no alonyo uniform mo.
No, inero orenge gen matia yeni.
Yen oni roma chari tereta. Koro kuine ki koro kumano.
Me achel, there are what we call protective measures on you in a violent environment. Election is predominantly a violent space. Me achel pengi ngoma time, me ario pengi ngoma luenchake kikwe, chio miri guake. Igwake in terms of safety, ket me roke kwere. Igwake in terms of ngame tika waringere. Igwake in terms of pinyeti kini. That is what we call a charged environment. Kamitini ano gweng tika bina ta ino kone gwa wi kono pe gwa wi gweng be kama tika bina pe tika nene. Look at that.
This is quite unfortunate.
We want to caution down bene. Such kind of thing is not allowed.
And remember, these are your brothers.
It's not allowed. It's very unfortunate. Piem ngar mane wana kikenyo iponi kitero yare onyo bene reactionale. That is where kichako chilo tia gas.
Man recharge bena ba pian going arwaini self defense.
Yeah, this is kiriwa command person watching you defend them.
You defend
because this is wrong.
You don't know the direction how the stones are coming and looking at that crowd. And Joma no mero go guiding Lieutenant Fulu wa fudu go donyo nyen ene. Again when I think they stayed aloof, they understood the environment. It's quite unfortunate. They were sacrificed at the front. Man bana, we condemn such act. Po mero kodi jamero mete pian pebe ritual. And these are some of the issues ma kero kui pebe ma be ritual.
Gero tim gero mero bet pe.
Yeah.
And at time the speech by Chagulani Ibuvuma was very clear. He's actually calling for the right things to be done. But Atawani and Benamiro should be the first person to condemn violence. Ne kirika ke wajini keteka ono gen Benamiro good lock kedano e camp ma megene pego betka lock me yin lock we okay lock kono kel pero.
Yes.
That is not going to make sense.
Away from that, let's go to Busoga. NRM chako bito kui dogola ki dogola, and you know Busoga very well. NRM pogo beruka chamba bay Busoga tikanen lock temi bolo kui nongo kui, and this time le chwak pa NRM go ayeniba mero chaka won dogola ki dogola ka wa mero loyo kui eniba bay. Do you think this is a good strategy by NRM to move door to door to change the people's heart? Me lock party ma megi man me bolo kui ni luchu ma megi.
Orenge kano NRM uchung kiat matika chung kwere ne onyo kiat matie kwere ne the gains they are protecting ono miorpedon ke wila ono gains logo kene pia min ke temo gi mama be peda ke chero ka chona dano neno be ke jimma ina temo be ni chigi mi foch NRM Ibusoga sub-region weng teaching kadaga kadaga kar mere chi wachi loka nena kita teme kwele ento kui mi Busoga ndong iyo chame ario PM Busoga is partly infiltrated kilo laga magi yake kany magi yake Mukono and Mukono is a stronghold.
Yes.
Pa Noob as a fraction. Chi watchineni one way karamleme. Pidak yototwal. Because we know about Pokhe.
Man Ario Bene Busoga Benetie is one of the sub-region. Despite having factories ki kalemo piny mapat para ting'o do nam madiap me twin jinja Kenya.
Ikin districts apa ma chan tiye matek. Ke waina chole dong furi tila kamal. Yang no kara moja tila mal. Ero kara mojong do lony loyo wa chole yo.
Wa West Nile ben lo West Nile.
Ki Kenya wa tiara twin district kene West Nile. Wa bina Busoga. Busoga I think is about number 6. Ilok me chan Uganda kany. Ente munyu ngagi magiaki kono. Aya imunyu projects mene mate kono. Pingo because the dependence level padano kono tie matek. Nepal patij magen getemane they are more into employment but not doing things mano mero gen gotem. Dano kok ne for tiang matek totala weko lu ken gang mar mere for tiang. Kadong chuka tiang to beno gen bene getikwe geti pain. But the fact that young Gerberu change, they are never worried. And their life should continue as is. Donc politics ko bino kuma eni me chero inero matut kito no mero bet kwere ni kui o we de nero NRM chere door to door ni which is a mechanism mana kana wechi ni melkiti kwere ni kiri wa board mechanic ni oringi kui met ke chere munyi lok kadano ki kien gang ki dogoi PM wegi gang bejal can determine a lot. And I have been to Lamu where wegi gang foot moko iri kui. Kage waini wa bol kui in ngade, they never go wrong. I've been to places like Agago, Lutela e foot moko tamne ki bol kui in ngade. So that kind of kui is very, very important. Amira wache the same strategy ki chako benagulu. Tutwale kare in maki juaro dano, ki juaro megiwa, ki timungo ki bal kui maraj madapa NRM. That way ka don kui ne ki goya ye chito karongo boli ngo, wa boli opposition. Ki dok chen ki tega loke dano dogola ki dogola. Chi joma oi dogola ki dogola be miro bet joma ti ki joma niang.
Yes.
Pila kuri joma ki birmen ha nerwe ma dogi miet chi ge amene chi jimi no mero tum. That kind of election ki luoni ka kuyege ilebla kany is very, very good. Kiri wa an kani a dog gang ni a chicharo ka bolo kui before a bolo kui nyo di womi kui ni. I still have a time me what an ka wor ya lokalum kanya ma waye dano ngo miro kite.
Ola.
Angeni dano munyo loka ka loko ngeni a waje pingo. So such kind of election is very, very important. And mira wachini there are people who still have influence. Ikin gang kama geberiye. Kakati yuki John Erne karama lako kuyada.
Okay. All right. PLU Boda Group rallies Uganda to follow EC guidelines. Maneni choko padulpa joma gian giti ki gian ikom movement moni magilone Patriotic League of Uganda ma wopa President Museveni o ukate kere chalo patron pa PLU eni. Dulman otie lomwe boda ma gian goti okate o kama leng me wajo kai anywele lo me Uganda. Walubu check ma kwa lokum ye ma dul ma lo lokum ye tika kata kere ni omere gelop. Pe wa timu jemo ma kelo anywena nyo balo kuch matilo me Uganda. Pian kuch matilo me Uganda ma mer wan weng wating ni gen ma pere attack. Yes. Tamedini.
Could teach Karachiel for a non-violent election is everyone's responsibility. One way me roti matek me nani kuyo bikaro kuyo budugi nge mwaka beach.
Yes.
Ero ka wano bolo kuyo tin onyoka ini chiari kilo tek which kenere kara ene you will not be there. Uganda is bigger than you. Uganda is bigger than any other person. All you need is to live and see the next Ugandans. Not even Uganda, because there's no going to be a new Uganda. And when you get a new Uganda, in a lot of Tammy, in a lot of Kiri, in a lot of Chuni. Eroka in a bedone, what bed ma we were right, what team gin mugma pepore, what ye nan kerake disorganizing Coridano. Chibi ama eat kachwe. Ebi ane gil carne vuch, ebi ane one, ebi ano ki mario. Because Gamenta tiki jima deoringe. Gamente pila remi, gamente po mero, gamente pe babani. Mwenyewe. So, in ke tika tiji te gamente, miringeni eni pe wati, maramot nini che wajini eno te mgena kuman wati mire keja. They will use machineries to crush whoever is going to cause problems.
Okay.
And this is not the first time a president Wajo. Wajo, we are not going to tolerate those who are going to cause chaos. That's a warning. So don't take yourself to be so important. to think that you're going to play with the laws of the country simply because you want to put situations. That situation will go with you according to the law.
All right. All right, former taka umera pan Robert Larubi. Ha mera wachi kawa dugu kinge yueo. Wamero wanyama total lokom 10 billion piera bero wabichel ma government or kate kede mecholo diai pa joma diai goruwen actually lao kachel kites jobe West Nile bena gitika tango chingine one way to another part of northern Uganda one pen war wenyo jemu wa mapol pingo pigitika tampiwa matuta kono beri kar wenyo akone no aki yue machek machira yue machek ko beri kar bedu tika neno One TV Rupiny Tin program abiono botin cheng baraja wechiam beach nyati origi Dennis atika chel kiomera pat Robert Larubi studio kan mawatika nyamo ilok wana chel ka chel kar bedi kar menyang matut wafamatak wayue kawadugi